Monday, November 11. Eurostat will be the first to report on important economic developments in the coming week. At noon it is expected to report on the European Union trade balance. The indicator reflects the difference between exports and imports over a certain period of time. Economists use it to assess the structure of trade flows between countries. The impact on the euro is ambiguous and depends on the context of business cycles or other economic indicators, for example, GDP dynamics. And at 15:30 Canada will inform about the housing starts. The report reflects the number of new construction projects started in the reporting month. This indicator characterizes activity in the housing market and related areas. It depends on weather conditions, the geographical location of the region and the time of year. The growth of the indicator may have a positive impact on the Canadian dollar. Tuesday, November 12. Switzerland will be in the center of attention of market players on this day. At 9 o'clock it will publish data on the trade balance. If more goods and services are imported than exported, there is a trade deficit situation. In the case of countries with highly developed economies, it may mean that labor-intensive production is moved outside the country, which keeps inflation in check. The impact on the currency of the indicator depends on the context of business cycles. At 15:30, the U.S. will inform on building permits. This indicator refers to the absolute number of permits for the construction of new residential buildings issued by government agencies. In the reporting month, an increase in the number of permits indicates improved sentiment in the economy and an increase in investment in construction. It can also lead to a rise in the dollar. Wednesday, November 13th. On Wednesday at 9 o'clock, traders will be interested in Germany's Producer Price Index report. It reflects the change in domestic prices for energy and water supply, mining and production in the country in the reporting period compared to the previous one. An increase in producer prices almost always indicates an increase in inflation. An excess of the index value over the forecast values has a favorable effect on the euro exchange rate. The Energy Information Administration will report on the U.S. crude oil stocks change at 17:30. The document refers to the number of barrels of commercial crude oil, which is contained in the storages of American companies. The growth of stocks in the warehouses indicates either a decrease in demand for raw materials or an increase in production. This negatively affects world oil prices. However, the change in prices is short-lived. Thursday, November 14th. On this day, at 15:30, Canada will report on the Industrial Product Price Index. The sample is based on the classification of businesses by size and product. Every 5 years, the list of types of products is revised. The index fully characterizes the economy of Canada's manufacturing sector. The growth of the index may have a favorable effect on the national currency. Also at 17 o'clock, news from the U.S. are expected. The country will report on existing home sales. The calculation includes only closed transactions on the sale of individual houses for one family, flats in condominiums and cooperatives. This indicator can indirectly predict the dynamics of sales of related products, such as home insurance or household goods. A decline in the indicator could lead to a weakening of the U.S. dollar. Friday, November 15. On November 15th at 9 o'clock, Germany will report its GDP. The calculations use a domestic concept with a breakdown by economic activity. In the Federal Republic of Germany, the data are seasonally and calendar adjusted. The GDP growth may have a favorable effect on the euro. Canada will be the last to report in the coming week. The retail sales report is scheduled at 15:30. The indicator is calculated based on a survey of retail shops of various formats and sizes. Large supermarkets, small shops and, separately, online sellers are also taken into account. If retail sales growth slows, the Canadian currency could be negatively affected.